Good afternoon, everyone. Press Center of UCMC continues its work. And our third event is dedicated to this topic, Walk for Freedom, a worldwide and all-Ukrainian action against human trafficking on the occasion of the European Day Against Human Trafficking. Our speakers are Yulia, Sachenko, Director of NGO A21 Ukraine, Lilia, Grudko, Program Manager for Human Security Coordinator of OSCE projects in Ukraine, Olga, Streltsova, National Expert on Migration, Trafficking, Lilia, and Program of the International Organization for Migration, Andriy, Kravchenko, Chief Operating Officer of the National Police of Ukraine's Department for Combating Human Trafficking, and Anastasia, Dyakova, Coordinator of the Programs for Children from the Office Presidential Commissioner for Children's Rights. Welcome. Dear colleagues, good afternoon. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, dear colleagues and dear journalists, all those who came here today to listen to us, and I hope that people should know about these actions against human trafficking. We should provide information to the public about such things. We are going to speak about an event that is dedicated to fight against human trafficking, and I represent NGO A21, and I will briefly tell you about our activity. We are NGO. We have 14 offices in 12 countries of the world, and in Ukraine we deal with prevention and counteraction to human trafficking, and we work in 3 areas: prevention of the cases of human trafficking, saving the victims, and support and rehabilitation of the victims who suffered from human trafficking. A21 provides comprehensive help to the victims on their way to independent life. And the main aim of support of rehabilitation is to provide the main support and to repatriation from abroad to the country where this person lives, and social adaptation and integration to independent life. So the main aim first to stop trafficking, because statistics say that about 70% of people who were able to be saved and who were saved, and if there is no proper support, comprehensive support for them, then they are re-trafficked. Our main aim is to stop re-trafficking and also to provide help to people on the way to their independent living, and also support of the victims as a comprehensive program. But we believe that we should do everything possible in order to prevent a crime, and we should increase the awareness of the population concerning problems connected with human trafficking, because as of today a lot is said, a lot of events are held, but the level of awareness of population is still very low. If we ask pedestrians, common Ukrainians, what trafficking is, not many people are able to tell about this phenomenon, and not even all victims understand that they suffered this crime. With this aim, each year we hold our action. It is called Walk for Freedom. And Walk for Freedom is the largest international action to counteract human trafficking in the world. For 6 years in a row, it is held in hundreds of locations. Last year, Walk for Freedom was conducted in 475 cities in 50 countries of the world, and Ukraine actively joins this action each year. And supported by Ministry of Social Policy, this action became all-nation action, and this year Walk for Freedom will be in 18 cities of Ukraine, on the 18th and 17th cities, and on the 19th of October we will hold a big event in Kiev, and we will walk central streets of Kiev this day. So the city is of Walk for Freedom. On the 18th of October, Rivne, Lviv, Ivano-Frankivsk, Тернополь, Vinnytsia, Kherson, Suma, Mykolaiv, Chernihiv, Kamensk, and Kramatorsk. And on the 19th of October, we will hold an event in Kiev in Maidan Nezalezhnosti Square at 1 p.m. People will join those who would like to express their position and to march to bring attention to this topic, to provide leaflets, because this problem is really big. And statistics shows that as of today in the world, there are more slaves than in all the history of the world. So the people are forced to work, and their vulnerabilities are exploited. And this is a high-profit business that brings about $150 billion yearly. In Ukraine, my colleagues, including International Organization on Migration, they will tell you more about statistics in Ukraine because they carry out surveys, they collect such statistics and trafficking like social exploitation, labor exploitation, begging, and adoption and commercial purposes, and debt burden, and also involvement to criminal activity. We should warn our citizens. We should disseminate this information in order that our loved ones, our next of kin, they should be protected. They should know about this threat, and they should take proper decision in their life. We are for saving of at least one person, to increase awareness of at least one student, in order to reach at least one person who will take decision to go shoulder to shoulder with us and to start changes together with us. So we'll walk the streets, and we will bring attention to the fact that the problem of trafficking still exists in the 21st century. We will provide leaflets about the action. You see the pictures from the previous years. This march will start in Maidan Nezalezhnosti Square. All indifferent people will join. We will create a column, and everyone will wear black. All will have black umbrellas to show that they are against trafficking. And also there will be teams near these columns, and they will provide leaflets to pedestrians. And we hope that we will reach many people in the streets, and also we will reach people through the media. That's why I ask everyone to join and invite your acquaintances and relatives. Please join and cover this event and the problem. First of all, during the day of the event, also near the entrance, near organizers, there are packages for representatives of the media. There are information leaflets. Please take them, know more about this topic, get information. Thank you. Now I would like to present my colleagues who also joined to this action. They will tell you more about the activity in this anti-trafficking activity. I give the floor to Lilia, Grudko, Program Manager for Human Security, Coordinator of OSCE projects in Ukraine. Thank you, Yulia, for this invitation. Thank you for opportunity to speak at this press conference. You know, maybe I will repeat those cases when person suffers trafficking and addresses national police or social services. These cases are rare. People do not identify themselves as victims. A person should understand that they suffered, and proper information should be provided to them in order that they understand this. And we want more people to know about what trafficking is and what should be done in order that won't happen. We work in several areas. We work with some NGOs throughout Ukraine. We have also activities with the Organization for Migration. They help us to implement the policy to counteract human trafficking at a local level. And these organizations do a lot of work at the local level. And this is really important because people locally, they try to find help. They try to find where to address to. Also, there is training for personnel who deals with this topic. And here there are specialists who need more training, social workers, psychologists, representatives of the national police, police officers, but also there are actors who are less visible but not less important. Teachers, medical workers, inspectors of labor. With these categories, we carry out our work. 10 months ago, we launched online course for teachers to counteract human trafficking in Ukraine, and teachers may undergo these courses, and all those who want to know more about this topic may undergo these courses. We may speak a lot about human trafficking, and it is really needed. We work in the sphere of prevention, as well as our colleagues. Then we will have less work at the later stages, at the stage when there are victims who need help. And due to coordinated efforts of all national partners, NGOs, and international organizations, at the moment we have a lot of addresses, more registration of not only social but also labor exploitation. So this topic now is raised at a high level of understanding, and these crimes are stopped, investigated, and that help is provided. And about statistics, maybe this information will be provided by Olga. And once again, I would like to thank you for your attention. Have a nice day. Now the floor is given to Olga Streltsova, national expert on migration, trafficking policy, and program of the International Organization for Migrations. Thank you. We are a loan partner of NGO A21. We work in different areas to counteract human trafficking prevention, provision of help to victims, and to work with law enforcement bodies in order to improve investigation of such cases. And the partner work to improvement of partnerships in Ukraine with the state structures and also with NGOs. I would like to say that the system of state help to the victims of human trafficking, it exists starting 2011. Appropriate law was adopted that year. We started work with the state. We started provide trainings to civil servants together with OSCE. We also established that there are 15,000 people who underwent some information sessions or trainings. And of course, the level of finding of these victims at the state level, it increased if we compare it with 2012, about 7 times. If we compare 2012 with 2012. And but still there is low identification of such cases. This is not only relevant for Ukraine, the situation is the same throughout the world. About 5% of all cases are identified in the world. It is difficult. A person who suffered from human trafficking will never come and say that, good afternoon, I suffered from human trafficking, please help me. About statistics, we work as an agency of UNO on migration. We started our work in 1998, and we provide help to the victims during 20 years. Each 2 years, we carry out surveys, omnibus surveys. We assess the situation with human trafficking in Ukraine. Starting this year, we will also have the survey 2017 results. In the years of independence, according to sociological surveys, about 230,000 suffered from human trafficking in Ukraine. If we are speaking about the level of awareness about this phenomenon, this level is high. About more than 60% or even 70% of Ukrainians who know that there are such cases of human trafficking. But when the next question is asked about risky proposals that may lead to human trafficking, this percentage is even more than the percentage of people who know about this problem. So our people understand that there is such a phenomenon, but they should be provided with more information. They should be provided with real stories, and we value our partnership with A21 and with our other partners, because we may bring this information to people, and due to mass media, we may do this. If we are speaking about average portrait of the victim who suffered trafficking, this is 50-50 men and women. 90% of them suffered from labor migration. The majority of these are people up to 35 years, and they have professional or high education. That's why we cannot say that this is about some remote places. There are some stereotypes that existed 10 years ago, but this is not relevant now for Ukraine, because every person can get in the situation of trafficking despite age, gender, level of social level, income. Each of us may face such a situation. It is really important to bring this message to others. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to say several words. So this is a trans-border crime, this human trafficking. This relates to all countries of the world. There are countries of destination for human trafficking, transit countries, and countries of origin. They supply these people, and Ukraine is a country of origin, transition, and destination at the same time. That's why our activity is really important in our country, and the more we work in unity, the more results we will be able to reach. I would like to give the floor to Anastasia Dyakova, coordinator of the program of the Presidential Commissioner for Children's Rights. Thank you, Yulia. Thank you, dear colleagues. I'm really glad to see all organizations together who deal with this issue, because I believe that challenges are really great for us. We cannot resolve them in the framework of one institution or even in the framework of one nation. That's why I would like to go back to the issue of internet, and no country can deal with it alone. because internet, it may be the instrument of recruiting, including children, an instrument where where they may sell the victims. That's why we started the first project in Ukraine to save children from sexual exploitation. We tell children about the crimes that may happen on the internet. This is grooming and extortion. And I hope that we will find the relevant translation for these words later on. And some criminals try to get intimate photos from children, then they blackmail them and they force them to bring new materials of intimate character, or they invite them for personal meetings. When I speak with children at school, I ask them what time is needed when you're ready to trust people on the internet, and children say 1 game on the internet is enough. And all the children say that this is the first meeting. Children are ready to meet these people whom they do not know who these people really are. And we were inspired by this, and we started to think about how to help children, because parents often ask about home tasks, about school, but not often they ask about internet. But internet as an important part of life for children, as the issue of bullying in schools. And we started to develop a national strategy to protect children on the internet. Now we have a big survey among children and parents. About 3,000 questionnaires were filled in, and this will be carried out until 3rd of November. Then we will have a meeting with the media and NGOs, and we will think how to stop this trafficking, bullying, and intimate sharing of photos and pornography, how to stop all this. So the risks are too high, and it cannot be resolved by one organization. And we are happy that we have this cooperation, and many cities joined this action, because only by joint effort we will be able to resolve this issue. Now I would like to give the floor to the representative of police, Andriy Kravchenko, Chief Operating Officer of the National Police of the Ukraine's Department for Combating Human Trafficking of the National Police. Good afternoon. I'm really glad for this invitation to speak about human trafficking in Ukraine and in the world in a whole. I would like to focus the attention on the fact that human trafficking is not only the problem of Ukraine, this is the world problem. Human trafficking is a criminal phenomenon. This is a latent crime. Not many facts are revealed, and not many people report it to police. So we carry out monitoring of the internet resources, and we have cooperation with our colleagues from abroad, and we have partners among NGOs. About statistics. In 9 months of current year, National Police registered 278 cases of human trafficking. In 230 cases, charges were served, and we have 117 people who got charges, and in 211 cases, the cases were brought to court and the charges were served. If we carry out the analysis of our criminal cases we deal with this year, in 9 months of this year, we may state that for the first time in our activity, labor exploitation increased, sex exploitation in 2015-2016. If we are speaking about the forms of exploitation, This was the involvement in criminal activity because organized criminal groups were active. They recruited our citizens who searched for work. They recruited them and they brought them in the territory of the Russian Federation in order to involve them in drugs trafficking. If we consider these forms, this year labor is at the first place, labor exploitation in agriculture. Also, second place is taken this year by sex exploitation. This is a traditional form. Police revealed the most cases like this. 45 cases of involvement in criminal activity. And this involvement in criminal activity, it exceeds two forms, drug trafficking from Russian Federation and South American countries. Also, widespread are traffickings to the countries of EU to involve them into migration to the European Union, and we revealed some cases of involvement into begging, and also we pay attention to human trafficking concerning surrogate motherhood, and charges were brought and cases were filed to the court concerning one group of people who sold a child. They sold the child to Italy, and also there are several proceedings. And I won't mention countries of destination, because this may be a marker for them, because they may be interested in this information, and we are working in this area actively, because this sphere is hidden from eyes of people, and there should be some operative actions. This is a difficult area for work. About labor exploitation, last year in October, there was a resonance case covered by the media connected with labor exploitation in the territory of agricultural enterprise in Odessa Oblast. In the course of the search, 92 people were freed from labor exploitation, and indictment was made against 14 people. And this case is heard in the court. All investigative actions were carried out. Now we are waiting for the court's decision about other cases. In this month, in this year, we documented criminal group in the territory of Odessa Oblast. They exploited about 80 people. Searches helped these people to break free. Now we work with this, these people work with psychologists and social pedagogists. I would like to focus on the fact that when we carry out such police operation and we free a lot of people from, for example, labor exploitation, not always the state can provide in the full social protection of these people and their rehabilitation. And I would like to really thank our partners, A21, OSCE, and International Organization for Migration, because they really help these people. They provide comprehensive support of these people, and we really value our relationship with our partners, NGOs. We are ready to support this action that will be held each year. Police officers participate. I would like to wish you good work, fruitful work. and we should reduce this impact of human trafficking. Thank you very much. So you see that the work is ongoing. There is a lot of work. This is active work. But even this work is not enough. That's why we need to mobilize not only civil society and NGOs, not only state bodies, but also we should mobilize journalists to bring information to the citizens of Ukraine in order to prevent next cases of trafficking, in order to provide information to our citizens. They should know about this phenomenon and they should be well protected against human trafficking. And lastly, I would like to show a short video, a Walk for Freedom announcement, how it is done in the world. We will show the video. We don't have sound. There are subtitles. Please, could you start from the beginning?
Joined the largest global march against slavery of its kind. In defiance to enslavement, our feet pound the pavements. As local feet hit local streets, the patter swells into a global statement that slavery will not persist as long as we exist. Your footsteps, raising awareness. Your funds, restoring survivors. Join the Walk for Freedom, October 19th, 2019.
Thank you for the sound during last seconds of the video. If you want to watch this video or many other media materials, you may go to our Instagram and Facebook page of our NGO A21. We may provide a copy of this video to you. I would like to say that this way, step by step, we will be able to reach more people. Step by step, we will be able to save more victims, and step by step, we will be able to bring those people to normal life. Slavery still exists, unfortunately, but together we will abolish it. And we abolish slavery everywhere and forever. Thank you very much for your presence here today. And now we are open to questions. Dear colleagues, if you have questions, please raise your hand and ask questions. If there are no questions, we thank you a lot for your presence. And let's meet on the 19th of October.